Thank you. So we will hold on with the questions, take responses for the ones that we've taken, and then we'll go back to this so we don't have a pile of them. But reminded that we have just about 5 minutes to wrap up. So let your questions be very short, summarized. No, don't go away. Please.
So we're going to do
quickly.
40 seconds for your question.
30 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just the question, okay? Leave the preambles out. Let's just do the question. So, Prof, Mr. McDad, Mr. Eric, let's see. Okay, before we take the questions, Mr. Eric just sat, and so we'd allow him 1 minute at most to talk about or give us his insight on leadership and innovation for addressing the needs of humanity. What is perspective about that topic? How can we use leadership to address the challenges of humanity?
Okay, thank you, madam. I'm sorry that I came in late, but I traveled to Kumasi for the Kumasi funeral, and so I have to rush and come because of this program. So I'm sorry. I just want to be brief. You see, I want to be practical on this topic. When we talk about humanity, humanity is not for us as human beings. Humanity is for God. He created us. We are all part of humanity. And so if we want to provide solutions and attend to the needs of humanity, then we cannot resort to the principles of human beings. If you resort to the principles of human beings, then it means that you are working for no solution. But human beings can put themselves in the capacity of God. And when you do that, you'll be able to provide solutions or attend to the needs of humanity. What do I mean? What I mean is that every morning, people go on their knees. They pray to God that my children's school fees, food, shelter, and other things that they wrote to God. And so it is the responsibility of God to do these things for humanity. And therefore, as a corporate man, as a businessman, what I can do to help God to solve the problems of humanity is that I have to create what we call corporate social responsibility that I would use to do benevolence to society and to communities. In doing so, then I come to the point of solving the problems of humanity. For example, our one sister was saying that about a school having no toilet and that. Currently, I'm building 16-seater toilet facility for Brema Esikuma Secondary School. So when I do this, I'm solving the problem of humanity. And I'm doing that for God because the headmistress and the community, they pray to God all the time for such assistance. And so many things that we are doing in the community. Last week, I trained 1,000 people, skill training in wig making, makeup, and soap making. 1,000 people in the community. And these people in the community, they are crying that God should come to their aid. So I have gone to help God. And it means that I have helped solve the problems of men. Now let's talk about innovation. Innovation simply means that envisioning into the future. You see, you have to look into the future and bring the future to now. And that is innovation. You don't have a job. You've completed school. Some are in school. They are looking forward to get a job. So the problem is that I have to look into the future. Then how I'll be able to bridge the gap between now and future and make sure that the future comes to take over now. And that is innovation. Why am I saying so? Yes, after school, after national service, I went to China. Because there was no job, I was struggling with job. So I went to China. When we went to China, we said we're going to teach English language. But when I go to China, my friends went out looking for the opportunity. But I sat and I was in the room for 3 months without going out because I was looking into the future. Why? Because China is a business community. So if I'm in China, Americans are in China. Australians are in China. The British are in China. If I go for interview with this my Ghanaian local English, I will not get that opportunity. So what I did was that I sat in the room and I was using the computer and the headset. Then I'll be typing English words. Then I convert them into the Chinese word. Then I'll be listening to it, practicing it. If I go out in the night, then I'll be practicing the small Chinese. In 3 months, then I started speaking Chinese language. In 6 months, I was employed as international marketing manager of a Chinese company because I was a marketing personnel in Ghana. And with the Chinese language, now I was the Superman in China. And I was able to bring my bosses to Ghana. We started a business in Ghana. And today, out of that, I'm a CEO of 8 subsidiaries under me because of the vision I saw. So innovation is something that you see in the future, then you bring it now. And bringing it now means that you have to employ certain technologies that maybe time will not permit me to say. Oh, then let's talk about leadership. People are saying that our leaders. The problem is not the leaders. The problem is us. Somebody comes to you, and the person says that, vote for me. I want to be president. I'm a businessman. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a this, so vote for me. Then you go and vote for, somebody who has no knowledge about how to create jobs, no knowledge about how to deal with human beings, development. Somebody who doesn't have any experience, no practical experience in the country. I have 8 different companies in Ghana. I am better than all the presidential candidates who are contesting now in Ghana, with the exception of Kennedy Afon, which I know that he's a business owner. But the rest of the people, show me your business. Show me the employment you have given to the people. These things are not there. But we, the student, will queue and go and vote for the people who cannot help us to solve our problems. That is the problem. Another thing is about leadership is that, let us go into, we have 2 types of talent and qualities in us that we exhibit. We have the entrepreneurs, then we have the entrepreneurs. A lot of you are looking to be entrepreneurs. You want to work in an industry. You want to work for people, and that's why you are struggling. I am an entrepreneur. Go out with your talent. Exhibit your talent. People are saying that there's no fun. There are billions of Chinese people working in Ghana. They have money, and they are doing galamsey. If they get proper business, they will do. So kindly go out and stick out to be an entrepreneur. Try to put yourself in shape to be an entrepreneur. Definitely, you'll get somebody to support you. But all of you are trying to be entrepreneurs. And entrepreneur means that you have the skill of entrepreneur, you have the creative knowledge, you have the innovative knowledge, but you want to work in an organization. And this organization, they have marketing manager already. Why do you want to go and sack this marketing manager and be there? So let us be entrepreneurs rather than entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Oh, I thought you clap better. Yes, I know we are far behind time. Prof will be taking a leave of us in a few minutes. Martinson has asked that he waits for another minute. But while Prof is waiting, and then we are also waiting for Martinson, we'll take the response to the first 3 questions that we got.
It's unfortunate that she had an experience she's an African in Africa and facing those problems. But then, if we fail to unite, this is something that we'll be discussing. Maybe our kids will discuss, our grandkids will discuss, their kids also discuss, until when we agree that we are making the whole continent one mass country in the shape of the United States or even the European Union or any other such unions. Unfortunately, that's what Nkrumah fought for, that he didn't succeed. You can enter Togo. My embassy covers Togo and Sao Tome and Principe. I have a Togo SIM because of that. But I should be able to enter Togo and use the same network. I should be able to, I go for this AFCON in Ivory Coast. You have to buy a new SIM. But at night, there's a building you can see lights across the border. These are all colonial problems that we have inherited. This should be for such discussions, that when you get the opportunity to sit at high tables as presidents, as prime ministers, today, if the president of Ghana calls President Tinubu or President Ford or President Gbagbo, I want us to unite as one country, will they agree? Will they agree? They should, but will they? So if we start working towards it, it's small, we may get there eventually, so that as an African, you don't pay international student fees in another African country. Until then, please let us work for solutions incrementally. And the final advice I'll give you on these opportunities is that, given that you are from Ivory Coast, you have impeccable French. About 80% of the embassies in Ghana cover Togo and Cote d'Ivoire and all of Burkina Faso. We used to cover Burkina Faso until it was added to Nigeria. And we are almost always on the lookout for multilingual people. So forget about Ghana's foreign affairs. You can look at the embassies in Ghana who cover Francophone countries. They may consider your English and French an advantage, and then your international relations degree will be the icing on the cake. I wish you all the best in your studies.
Thank you so much. Prof is taking a leave of us because he has a class at 6, and so, yes.
I would like to present this citation, yes, on behalf of the Model Commomwealth Summit team. So, yes. Yes, so Prof is leaving for class in there. So, Prof, on behalf of the Model Commomwealth Summit team, and of course, the Commonwealth Secretariat, we want to present this citation of appreciation for the honors done us and to motivate our young people who are interested. Oh, no, please. Yes, so please, Prof, thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, I'm sure Prof gave enough information about where you can get him or how you can reach out to him. He's always accessible, and so please do and get to him. And of course, even to be in his class, we really learn a lot. Thank you very much. Thank you, Prof. So we'll continue, but please, let's be quick. Yes, please, Prof.
So thank you very much. He was my student at Legon, because I teach at Legon. And that's how he got me here. A very good student. He took a master's in policy and research that I teach at Legon. And one of the things I want to leave with you is that don't stop looking for opportunity to develop yourself. Because we live in so complicated international system, and one job, there are so many people competing for that. And if you all show up with the same qualifications, there's something extra will have to be what will make you to get a job. So please look for opportunities for short courses, online courses, go for programs like this, and some of you need to take another look at your CV. You see, when I was in Canada, I interviewed a kid, a student. So I said, what are your experiences? He said, leadership. I said, tell me. He said, I was the class prefect in class 1. Then I said, what are you talking about? He said, look, I want to tell you that leadership has been part of me since I was a kid. And that is the way you have to. Some of you, you were a floor rep, you were a course rep, you never put all this on your CV. And when they say experience, you put 0. You need to go back and repackage yourself, and the world will be yours to conquer. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Wow. Oh, please do it better for Prof. Thank you. Thank you so much. We are going to keep this very quick and short because our dignitaries also have different things to attend to. And so the second question, next questions. Oh, the bottlenecks. The question about how young people who are doing things in society can overcome bottlenecks. My dad, Miss Say will go. Thank you.
All right. I appreciate the question and also the feedback. It's very important. I just want to say, first of all, don't give up. You need to keep pushing. Don't be discouraged. There's also something else about coming up with ideas to solve solutions. The gentleman on my left, is it Magdad? Yes. He spoke about dialogue and having conversations and finding a common ground. I believe that is very important when it comes to coming up with some of these ideas for solutions. Sometimes people may not see your vision. People may not understand your vision. Perhaps you have observed that they have a problem and you have a solution for that problem. But in actual fact, maybe they don't have a problem. Maybe they're okay. Maybe the idea you came with was a good one, but they couldn't actually see your vision. Go somewhere else. That's what I'll tell you. Go and find somebody who will appreciate the solution you have to the problem. Perhaps later on, the other group will come around. So what I'll tell you is don't be discouraged. Keep pushing. But definitely begin with the dialogue of having them understand. Sometimes it takes a lot of time, and this is what diplomacy is about. We don't solve conflicts and world wars over tea and coffee at one conference. No, it can be years and years and years. And so in that same regard, you have to be patient, but you have to keep pushing. And you have to put yourself in a position to try and understand what is happening on the other side of the table. Have that empathy to understand where they're coming from. What is their point of trauma in whatever it is that you're discussing? So that's what I'll say about that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We're going to take the next set of questions. Please keep
Questions
your
has to be
preambles.
very brief.
Thank you.
30
seconds.
If I see you doing preambles, like you give to the next person, right? So.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. My name is George Ado. My question is about youth institutions, multilateral institutions, for example, the African Union. Why such institutions are so remote to the youth to have access to, for example, the African Youth Volunteer Program? That's my question.
Good afternoon. I don't know whether it's afternoon or evening. I'm sorry. My name is Yasa Veronica Wesley, and I'm from Liberia, representing Liberia. Initially, I wanted to ask the professor, but I will get his contact and reach there. Quickly, my question is, our last panelists that joined us make mention of looking at the politician coming before you to ask for vote and knowing who to vote for. Commonly in Liberia, we can say a human being is not like corn, that you see the corn is full before you buy it. You have to go through this pressing leadership ability to know who they are. So it's obvious that the rich always want to become richer. And some business people look for political power to seal their worth. So I don't know to what extent can we validate the individuals that be asking us for support so that we can know, regardless of the poor or the rich, or those that have businesses, or those that have trades running, how do we know from the different policy statements? Because political season can be so sweet. We hear all of the nice political statements. So how do we validate from you that have money, you that have all the businesses? Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. We do that next.
My name is Dominic, a founder of an NGO, Hands Together Outreach. I want to ask, how can an NGO like mine, based on community engagement from the grassroots organizations, effectively engage in funding? Thank you.
Thank you so much. The next question, please. 30
Good
seconds.
evening.
Good evening.
My name is Eric. Mr. Baghdad was talking about how we can criticize the politicians. As a youth, how can I be encouraged by actively participating in democratic process beyond voting?
Thank you so much.
Okay.
The next
My name is
question.
Nelson, and my issue is with the opportunities for internships and then volunteerism. I see that our attitude is very deterring, especially from parents, our curriculums in the universities and schools, and this is where we spend most of our time in. It's only few courses who include this opportunity in internship opportunities in their curriculum. So what are we doing towards that? Because you go to a government or some institutions to even do your national service, and an IT student who is supposed to be working on internet and writing programs has been sent to go and buy Wache, Banku, a long list. So what are we doing towards that? And sometimes you tell your parents you've gotten an internship opportunity. The first question they will ask you is, how much are they paying you? You say, oh, it's free, I want to grow. They will tell you, sit in the house, I can pay you. And we are not growing. So as directors, it's sad Prof is not here, the lecturers and all that, what are we doing to take this off and then help our youth?
Thank you so much. The last question, please.
Hello, please, my name is Mavis Na. I'm a community development volunteer for Heal Home Care. We deal with children with cerebral palsy and women who are not working. I made some observations through my volunteer encounters, and that's the question I want to ask. Please, in your speech, you made mention of the fact that people should be intentional about seeking opportunities, that is looking out for internships. Now, most of these women that I've encountered had to take breaks from the natural or the normal way of climbing up your ladder in career to focus on building their families. And they shared their sentiments with not having opportunities to enter the system because they had taken breaks. Through the internship criteria, that is really focused on helping people who are recent graduates. Please, I want to find out I want to suggest if your institutions can create special women returnship programs that allows mothers who have taken breaks from their career to focus on building families, have the opportunity to come back and work and contribute to building the economy. Thank you.
Okay, I think as organizer, let me ask one question.
30 seconds.
Yeah, so I see the questions majority of my colleagues are asking, and one of the biggest challenges appears to be they're trying to put in a lot of efforts, but leadership is not picking up. The question is, how do we get the old folks, people who are not really within our age range and what have you, but they are in leadership position, how do we get them to listen? How do we get the old folks to listen to the young people? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. We're going to, thank you so much. This brings us to the end of the question sessions. We're going to take the answers and then we'll be out of here. So, anyone available to take the answer, please? Yes, I'll start with Mr. Eric.
Yes, I think I'll start with our sister, the librarian. Yes. I think somebody asked a question about how can we validate. Okay. Yes, so the problem is that, I have in my hand, this is a project by Pennyman Foundation. Pennyman Foundation is one of the things that I do under my group of companies. And you see, I'm a young man coming up. I don't have any position in this country. I only have my certificate. And even as of today, all my certificates are in my wardrobe. I'm not using them. But I've been able to put together this project of helping humanity. I am doing women empowerment this year, 2025. And as part of women empowerment project, I am linking it to the vision of the current president, who said in his campaign message that when he comes, he will open Women Development Bank. But we are in the 8th month to the 9th month. We are not seeing anything. So I have taken it upon myself that I want to activate this process and remind the government that there are potential people in this country, like myself, who can help him to open that Women Development Bank. And in doing so, I can't do it alone. So I have some people. Maybe my ladies will stand up for them to see you. They are all university students who have come to my company for internships. And I'm using these women. As I'm talking, I have about 4 of them going to Central Region for a radio interview on behalf of skill training and other projects. And some people are at other places. The idea is that we want to register all the women or ladies in tertiary institutions in Ghana, then create a zero bank account for them. A zero bank account. I have my microfinance. So I come to the university, I open an account for you. Don't put any money. I only need your details. Then I put together, if you want to open a bank, you need the client base kind of threshold. Then you also need the financial threshold. So when I put all the female or the ladies in the universities or tertiary institutions in Ghana together, maybe I'll get about 5 million customers. Then with my women empowerment project, all the women too will open an account zero in my microfinance. So by the time I finish, I have about 10 million clients, right? Then I'll go to the president. You want to open a bank? I have a microfinance. I have 10 million clients who are women. I am going to support them. I'm already training them for skill. When they work, they will bring their money to my microfinance. The ladies in the universities, I'm training them. I went to city campus. I trained some of them, skill training, makeups and other things. When they begin to work, get small money, 50 cities, 100 cities, they will bring it to my microfinance. So I'll also be building the financial threshold. Then you government come with what? Structures, infrastructure, policy framework to support what I'm doing. Once I get the threshold, I'll move from microfinance to my savings and loans. Then automatically I come to the level of a bank. Then the government will also bring a policy framework to defend me and protect me. Then we go into PPP, public-private partnership. Then we have a bank. Isn't all that? So you don't have to sit down and look at the leaders. So the lady from the Liberia, if I do this for the country, and next time I'm coming for president, do you need validation? You don't need validation because you know my works and what I can do. Then let me go to somebody asked the question of democratic process. How can they participate in the democratic process? Please, don't sit down and wait for campaign season before you walk on the street, you clap and sing for politicians. How you can participate in democratic process is that put yourself into groups. You are university graduates. You have some knowledge. Put up a proposal, right? For example, this proposal or this project, I have given it to almost all the presidential aspirants in Ghana. I have given it to them. That if you want to organize the women, especially the NDC, the MPP, you have women organizers. You have a woman wing in your political party. So I told them to organize all the women organizers in MPP for me. I will train them free of charge. So the aspirant who would absorb this policy and organize the women for me to train, are they not going to vote for him? They are going to vote for him. Then I am also involving people into the leadership. I'm involving people into the democratic process. Because when they get skills, they'll be able to decide on who am I going to vote for. Because somebody giving me the skill, training me, giving me what I will eat, is the person that I will vote for. So my brother, and last one, Miss Na.
In 30 seconds.
Yes. Last one, like I want to talk plenty, but sorry. Because sometimes I feel so sad when I see the young ones complaining about internship, job, and that. You don't choose the right people. You want to do internships in almost all the government institutions. What about we, the private people? These ladies are there. Most of them are from universities. They are in my place doing internship. So go into the private entities and go but you want to go to Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of this, Ministry of that, just to have the name and the title that you are this, you are that, you are here. Please go to the carpenter shop. Yes, you are doing carpentry and journey, and you want to go to where? Ministry of Finance and do what? Go to the carpenter shop and go and do your internship in the man who has 3 apprentices as what? A carpenter man. Mm-hmm. Then you have time to train you on the skill. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My God. We are pressed for time, so in 1 minute.
You know, there's a point nobody has mentioned throughout our stats.
Right.
And I think that although this is not a church, this is not a mosque, the most important component of prosperity and success, which has worked for me, aside everything, is prayer. I don't know whether you get the point. because you can do all you can. When you finish that, then leave the rest to God. Do you get my point? You can knock on the doors, you can send 100 applications for internships, you can whatever. Just do that. When you do that, then you push it with prayer. So that is the final point I want to put across. I hope that as young as some of us are on this table, we get to meet up above as the future is very, very, very bright. Thank you very much, and may God bless all of us.
Thank you so much, my dear. McDad. Ms. Say will round it up for us, and then we go.
I think the last thing that I'd like to say, just to round everything up, from my desk and where I work, we talk a lot about intercultural communication and intercultural issues. And I think it's important that we all try and educate ourselves more on issues regarding interculture. The problem that Our Lady from Ivory Coast encountered, it's about interculture. It's about not appreciating that just because somebody comes from a different country, they cannot do an internship in Ghana. It is that knowledge that we have been oriented with from when we were young, that we're still living in silos. I'm Ghanaian, you're from Ivory Coast, you stay over there, and let me stay over here. I think, and also the point that was raised about how do we engage older people, how do we get the message through to older people. It's also about interculture and generational issues. Prof made an example where you can't speak to somebody who's older than you in any way in Ghana. That is not our culture. That is not who we are. And I think thinking about ourselves in the area of diplomacy, etc., I believe it's important that we remember who we are, remember where we came from. We hold on to those values that make us who we are and that encapsulate our identity. So as much as it might be frustrating dealing with the older generation and also dealing with people from different walks of life, let's be appreciative that we need to continue to Giorgio, we need to continue to discuss these issues because we will all have certain biases, we will all have certain appreciations simply because of culture. So just keep that top of mind, that culture plays a huge role in the different things that we do. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please do it better for our distinguished guest for making time to join us today. This brings us to the end of this particular session, and we thank you all for making time. Please don't leave yet. Martinson and the executive will present the citations, and then we'll be out of here.
Yes, thank you very much. So, Mr. Smith, please help us present this citation. Yes, to Mr. Mikdad Mohammed for doing us the honors in sharing insights in his engagement as a youth leader. Please, thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you so much. So next will be, yes, I think you have to do it because of time. Yes, to Mrs. Dinah Say, I'm sure you've learned a lot from her presentation as well. Thank you very much for inspiring us, and we hope to engage further, come to your office, and of course to meeting you in several fora, probably at the UN headquarters for last one. Mr. Taylor, please, we would like to also appreciate the time. I know today has been, in fact, the week has been a busy week from Kumasi and all of that. Thank you so much for, thank you. Please, officially, let's suspend here and then let's get to the British High Commission. Time is a factor, traffic is a factor. So please, thank you very much for the session being here. Well, we have some snacks. Oh, pictures with the guests. Wow, because of time. And of course, yes, please. Okay, sure.